Hall County Sports is also brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals, and remember, when you go Green Ford. By Turner Wood & Smith, serving the insurance needs of our area for over 100 years. And by McKever Road United Methodist Church on McKever Road in Oakwood. Loving Christ, loving people, and helping people love Christ. Hello again, everybody. I'm Gary Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. And this week we start the show with one of the oldest sports known to mankind, that is wrestling. And the 8-4A area duels at Buford. It was a stunner. Hall County champion North Hall upsetting the defending area and state champion Buford on the Wolves' home mat when sub Pablo Chavarria pinned his opponent at 170 pounds, and the team wound up winning by a mere 2 points. Now, during the match before, Gil Hoffman came from behind in the last 15 seconds to almost pin his man, and he won by a single skinny point at 160 pounds, and that set up Chavarria's heroics. The Trojans had beaten Madison County and Chastity to get to the finals. John Pedraza at 106, Mike Rytrib at 113, Michael Carew at 145, Isaiah Hill at 182, Darian Ingram at 220 pounds, and Randy Galvin at 285 reportedly did not lose a match all day. Buford beat Chastity for second and the right to go on to the state championship. Prior to those duels, North Hall had beaten Lambert and Dawson County, while Chastity, which, as I said, finished third, had beaten Johnson. The Trojans even went into this match, the title match, a little short-handed. Actually went into the duels a little short-handed, with one of their wrestlers setting out a suspension. Now, winning this championship at Buford, that was a big deal, and earlier this week, I talked to the North Hall coach, Stuart Cunningham, about it.
Stuart, has it really sunk in, the enormity of what you did, beating the defending state champions, duels and traditional, on their home mat for the area championship, and doing it with kind of a patchwork lineup?
I'd like to say yes, it has, but probably more and more as the week goes on. What they overcome was a pretty neat thing. So they worked really hard to get to the point, to get to the final match, and that was the goal going in. Is just get to that final match, and then we'll see what happens. And they wrestled really well.
Now, in a dual situation, you can juggle the lineup a little bit. I understand you had to do that for various reasons.
Yes, sir. We did. We had a kid that's got about 4 varsity matches in at 170, and he come through for us. But he's a kid that he doesn't miss practice. He doesn't miss class, doesn't miss weights. He's yes sir or no sir, and couldn't happen to a better guy than Pablo.
And to get to that, though, you had to win the one before that and come from behind.
We did. Gil Hoffman, who's a junior, who's never thrown anybody in a match, kind of had to. We had a little blood time when we talked about it. About 15, 16 seconds left. He hit a 5-point lateral move and then 1 by 1 to put us at least close enough to win with a pin.
So was it like a situation where when you start thinking, boy, we got a shot at this thing, it really didn't happen until the end, did it? It
didn't, and we really didn't have time to think about it. We just, the next match had to go right out there, and it was over in the first period. So, it was a pretty quick thing.
This type of thing, though, beating the defending state champions on their home mat, you got to have all kinds of confidence now going into the state duels.
We do, but it's not. It's not false confidence. I don't want us to get too hung up on it.
Right. It can be a danger of just living on your laws, right?
It can be. We don't want to sit on it. We want to work just like we did the week before and not worry about things and take care of stuff in our own room. And hopefully we'll do the same with these 3 days that we have this week.
Now, is this the first time North Hall's been to the duels?
No. I don't know exactly how many, but I know that 3 years ago they went. And
that's right.
I'm not sure what the final outcome was, but I know they went because they actually won the area then as well.
Who do you catch in the first round?
We have Cook County the first round, and then looking at the bracket, I think if we win, we'll probably have Northwest Whitfield second round.
All right. Feeling pretty good about it?
We are. We'll just go to work and just put them out there, and hopefully they'll do the best they can like they did last week.
7 AAA area duels at West Hall ended in somewhat of a strange fashion. The host Spartans clinched third with a win over Dawson County, but then West Hall wound up wrestling Lumpkin County for second. for a chance to go to the state duels when a Lumpkin County wrestler leading 11-2 had to forfeit in his match against a Banks County wrestler after suffering a concussion. He can't wrestle anymore. So that led to Banks County eventually winning their third straight area title. And then Lumpkin wound up beating West Hall, so the Spartans had to wrestle for third and then for second to finish third twice. Between the matches, I had the chance, though, to grab a word with Spartans coach Eric Raddick, as well as West Hall 160-pounder Elliott Rayford. He's an outstanding wrestler. He's lost only once all year long, that to a North Carolina in a tournament final.
How do you feel you're wrestling right now?
We feel good. I mean, I don't think anybody ever gonna say they wrestle 100% unless they got a full lineup and they're the winner. But we're proud of our guys. It's a tough day to wrestle, 4 or 5 matches, and everybody's got to do their part. So we had some guys step up when others didn't, and we're proud of what they did today.
But it's got to be, at least you see the people you're going to see now for the traditional area coming up in a few weeks.
Well, that's another big part of it. We got to see some teams we hadn't seen yet, and see some individuals that we hadn't seen at certain weight classes. So it's a good day as far as, like you said, individual area getting ready to wrestle that next match or next tournament.
Elliott has done awfully well for you this year.
Yeah,
he's kind of the real deal, isn't he?
Well, he is. I mean, I think his record speaks for itself. I'm just proud of him, how he constantly trying to improve, not settling for what he's got. So he's doing a great job.
First of all, Elliott got a pretty good year going. Won them all except for one, lost in the finals of a tournament to a North Carolina. So how would you evaluate your year so far?
I mean, I just try and score the next point every time I wrestle. Whether I take the kid down or I get taken down, every time I just try to keep wrestling, chaining things together, and score the next point.
Your senior year has gone pretty well. What's kind of done it for you? Just the experience you've gathered over the years?
I mean, there's a lot of work and preparation that's gone into everything that I've done. So, I mean, ever since 7th grade, I just started to, focus on wrestling and wrestle year-round and just put a ton of work into it, work more than every other guy, and make sure it's one of wrestling.
And you've made a couple of trips abroad, things like that, to Russia. How has that helped you prepare for your senior season?
It definitely gives you all aspects of the sports. Wrestling guys, other side of the world have different styles. So being able to adjust mid-match how I'm wrestling and, focus on the things I need to change while I'm wrestling and just keep scoring points.
What type of a wrestler? Are you an aggressive wrestler? I mean, you took the guy down in this match here and pinned him just like that.
I mean, yeah, I consider myself offensive. I mean, if I'm on bottom, I'm still attacking him. If I'm on my back, I'm still attacking him. So, I mean, you can't really score points if you're in defense. So, just trying to stay offensive and score the next point.
Well, third place for the team, not exactly what you wanted because only the top 2 go to the state duels. But wrestling in the tournament here, is that kind of a preparation on down for the people you're going to see?
Yes, sir. It's kind of this environment and all the people we get to see, of course, are in our area and our region. So getting to see them before the individual tournament lets you prepare and be aware of what you got to do.
How do you like your chances in state this year?
I mean, just got to keep working, and whatever happens, happens. If I work harder than everybody else, it should go my way.
Sign with Appalachian State. That's got to be exciting for you.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to that?
Yes, sir. Always excited to wrestle at next level.
All right. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
So the Spartans finished third, and they're home for this one. But North Hall will not be the only school going to the state duels at Macon because Gainesville fought its way back after an opening loss to Lanier by beating Winder Barrow and Flowery Branch to earn a win and a second shot at Lanier and then take down Heritage for second place in 8-5A. Key wrestlers and matches for Gainesville included Cash Jones' pin of his man at 220, an overtime win by Ken Flanoy at 126, as well as a pin by Jerson Garcia at 145, a decision by Tristan Garrett at 152, and a major decision by Terrell Knight at 160. The Elephants also got contributions from Tristan Cantrell, who went unbeaten on the day at 195, as well as Anthony Constantini, who picked up a couple of wins on the day. So good luck to the Trojans and the Elephants at the state duels this weekend in Macon. We head back to the hardwood when Hall County Sports continues. You've decided it's time to get in shape. Now let Falcon Parkway Fitness in Flowery Branch help you achieve your goal. Open since 2000, Falcon Parkway Fitness features free weights, exercise machines, group fitness classes, as well as personal training in a fun family environment with childcare, lockers, showers, and 24-hour access. Come by for a free consultation with a certified personal trainer. And just next door, check out Optimum Body Care Day Spa with massage, facials, and waxing, or K. Michael Salon for hair and nail care. Falcon Parkway Fitness is your hometown family gym, located in Flower Branch, right behind the public shopping center.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, ensuring your future since 1905.
Hall County Sports is also brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals, and remember, when you go Green Ford. By Turner Wood & Smith, serving the insurance needs of our area for over 100 years. And by McKever Road United Methodist Church on McKever Road in Oakwood. Loving Christ, loving people, and helping people love Christ. We're back. I'm Gary Glenn, Hall County Sports, taking it to the hoop for this segment. Basketball, East Hall swept by Fannin County, 60-44 girls and 80-36 boys. Jatasia Bailey had 19 for the Viking girls and Jacqueline Hopkins 19 for the East Hall boys. Teams kept it going with a sweep at West Hall. Jenny Edwards making a layup in the closing seconds for a 41-40 win for the Lady Vikings, and she finished with 16 points. And McKendree of West Hall led all, scoring with 22 in the girls' game. The East Hall boys completed the sweep 89-58. Kevon Davenport with 23 and Tristan Cooper 18 as the Vikings went to 12-2 overall and 6-0 in Region 7 AAA. Then the Vikes in Gainesville battled in a tough one, won by Gainesville 83-78 in a non-region contest. Davenport had 22 and Tyler Brown 20 for East Hall. Luke Maddox had 25 for Gainesville and DeMarcus Simons added 18. Now the Vikings are getting ready to go to Alaska for the Alaska Airline Classic. Earlier this week, I welcomed Viking coach Joe Dix to the set, and he talked about their return to the Great White North. We're bringing the show now, Coach Joe Dix, the head boys coach of the East Hall Vikings. And Joe, thanks for taking some time to be with us today.
All right, thank you. Good to be here.
Tell me about the season so far now. It has been one of those seasons where you've had a lot of success, but there have been a couple of things maybe that you thought got away from you a little bit.
Yeah, well, we're 12-3 at this point. Having a good year. Played a tough schedule here early. Lost to a Final Four team in Mississippi, St. Martin's, and then we lost to Gainesville twice. This last game against Gainesville really competed well and came down to about the last 2 or 3 possessions of the game, but wasn't able to get it done, so there's still work to be done.
Yeah, the first time at Lanierland, you came out here and frankly looked a little flat.
We did. We did not play well. No excuses. We thought we were prepared, and I've got to do a better job of evidently preparing them. And the kids did a good job of responding this last time, but that was certainly not our best performance. And against a team like Gainesville, that's really talented group this year, you got to play your best in order to have an opportunity to win.
Well, I remember in the consolation game for the third place at Lanierland, and then you bounced back from that, really played well. So maybe that's a motivation factor sometimes, I guess. But again, Gainesville's a very good team.
They are. Like I said, it's inexplicable. I have no idea why we came out like we did. Just one of those things. It kind of was a snowball effect, and really thought we'd play well, and we didn't. But like I said, the kids have really kind of bounced back since then, and we've been playing well since then.
You've got a good mix, Joe, I think, of different, and although Kevon Davenport, of course, everybody knows about him, he's got a lot of folks that help him out.
We do. We've got some youngsters who've kind of stepped into some roles. Strong junior class as well to go with our seniors, and Kevon's had a stretch of 4 straight single-digit games, and we won 3 of those games by over 30 points. So we've got some other guys who can give us some offense, and we're playing defense together collectively and playing real well right now.
Now you got this trip to Alaska, second time you've been there. Tell me how all this comes about.
Well, I've got a friend who's seen us at some national tournaments and invited us about 4 years ago, and we went up, and of course we won the tournament that time, and he always said he wanted to bring us back again, and he calls me every year and asks me, and Of course, we can't go every year to Alaska, but we were able to make it happen again this year. And we're leaving Wednesday morning on a 8:10 flight, headed toward Anchorage, and we'll play 3 games up there over the course of 3 days and do a little sightseeing, spend some time at a museum and at the school in an Alaska education class, and hopefully kids going to have a trip of a lifetime.
Well, you know, you and I talked about this before the last time you did this, and playing basketball is cool, but doing all of this other stuff, that's kind of one of the reasons you do this, isn't it? Huh?
It is. You know, we've got 9 players who've never flown before, and they're going to get their feel of flying, obviously, and, you know, Alaska, I've not, other than this tournament, I've never been to Alaska. It's not a place that a lot of folks just go, and the kids, you know, the last group that went, all of them said that was the most memorable experience they had in high school, and looking forward to these young men having that opportunity as well.
Of course, it's a pretty high caliber tournament too.
It is.
I mean, I know you're going up there to sightsee, but you're going up there to play some basketball too.
It is. We open up with East High School from Anchorage, Alaska, and some people probably remember Trajan Langdon, who played at Duke, was their famous alumni, and they were a Final Four team in the largest classification in Alaska last year. So we've got our hands full with some basketball while we're up there.
Well, down the stretch now, Joe, as you get ready to take it, what's it going to take for you to get into the playoffs and make a run?
We got to keep building our depth. We've played a lot of kids here early, some youngsters, 3 freshmen in our rotation, and they're growing up on the job. I think we got to stay healthy. That's going to be important. You know, getting Tyler Brown back this year has really made us a much better basketball team, and just keeping our eyes focused on what's in front of us and what's the next opponent, and not getting ahead of ourselves. You know, we're playing in this tournament in Alaska, but Tuesday we have a big region game at Franklin, who's in the top 3 in our region. We're 1 right now, they're 3, and this is a huge game for us Tuesday. So as an example of how we've got to be focused on what's ahead of us.
All right. Joe, thanks for coming in. Good luck in Alaska and good luck down the stretch.
All right, thank you.
All right, Joe Dix from East Hall. Now, back to Gainesville. Earlier in the week, Simons had 22 as the Elephant Boys beat Lanier 65-61. Sam Carpenter finished with 21 on 7 3-pointers. GHS girls had opened with a 31-28 win over the Lady Longhorns. Gainesville girls then repeated their Lanierland win over the Flowery Branch Lady Falcons. This time the score 43-37. Taylor Hawks leading the Gainesville girls with 18. The male Elephants beat Flowery Branch 77-54. Maddox with 16 led 12 different Gainesville scores. Gainesville girls then beat East Hall 49-43 as Kayla Kelly and Shakaya Brown had 12 and Hawks scored 11. Chelsea Dale had 14 and Edwards 11 for East Hall. North Georgia Christian's boys beat Friendship Christian 67-26 as Norris Rediger scored 26. Chargers then beat Eastgate Academy 63-27. Justin Law and Chris Palmer each tallied 16 for the Chargers. And the Chargers went 3 for 3 on the week when they beat Holy Ground Christian 73-43. Rediger scored 17 and Palmer 14 for NGC. Okay, other winners last week included the unbeaten Johnson boys 68-50 over Madison County. Ty Cockfield had 32 points and 8 assists. Rod English had a double-double with 22 points and 10 rebounds and a 69-41 win over West Hall. Cockfield had 17 in that one. North Hall's girls beat Monroe area 70-27 last week as Kinsey Gillespie led the Lady Trojans with 19 points. And North Hall's boys picked up a 65-72, make it 65-52 win over Jefferson as Carson Heinen popped for 19. Now, the Lady Trojans made the playoffs last year, and they've had some success this year, finishing 3rd at Lanierland. And they entered this week with a winning record, 10-7, despite battling through some adversity. Well, I went by North Hall and talked with Coach Christy House and one of her seniors, Katie Sayers.
Christy, tell me a little bit about the season. Made the playoffs last year, and it's been kind of a roller coaster for you guys. Played awfully well at times, and then the injury bug really bit you again.
It really did. You know, Gary, I'm sure you guys have heard Sydney Cleveland, one of our seniors, tore her other ACL. She was a big part of our team on our Final Four run when she was a freshman. Then her sophomore year, she tore an ACL. Played last season, and then this season, you know, devastated. She's torn her other ACL. So that's definitely affected our team. You know, first of all, losing her in December, so we kind of had to regroup and reevaluate. And then, you know, we lose another one of our starters for 4 weeks with an ankle injury in Sadie Cleveland. And, you know, so we've just had to regroup several times, but our team we're very resilient. So we keep finding ways to get past these things that are happening. So we're hoping for good things down the stretch in the tournament.
Katie, as a senior, what's it been like for you? I mean, I guess you've had to kind of step in and play mama at times to these younger girls, haven't you, huh? To say, don't get discouraged.
I know. Well, with me, Cindy, and Kenzie, since we're all seniors, this is supposed to be our year. We expected to go really far, but it's still not over. We can still go far, and we just have to believe in ourselves. Even though some people may think we can't do it, we just have to work as a team and still believe in each other.
What's been the best thing about this team so far as a senior?
I feel like we're more as a family and more than just teammates, and we really work together. Whenever we're down, we just keep working harder and not give up, so I think that's pretty special.
I'll ask you the old cliche question, Christy,
Okay.
about what's the key going to be for you guys to get back to the playoffs?
Well, I mean, the key, as it always is just playing well at the right time. And hopefully, hitting our momentum. We should get Sadie back in the next couple of weeks. And hopefully, being able to play our best when it matters. And we've talked about our goals from when we had everybody. Our goals are what they were. Our goals are still the same. We just have to find a different way to get there. So, we believe in our kids. We keep believing in each other. We think we'll be fine.
What do you think's been the best thing about this team?
I mean, it's kind of what Katie said. This team has had a lot of fun. And this team has done a lot of special things off the court, and it's just fun to coach a group of girls that love each other as much as they do. And it's a joy to come to work and to come to practice with this team because of the way that they work hard and the way they face adversity and support each other, every single day.
In other games, Chesterton's girls beat Lumpkin County 60-40. Tyler Bennett scored 20 for the Lady War Eagles. Lakeview swept George Walton 51-34 girls and 59-58 squeaker for the boys. Haley Cash had 12, Hannah Grogan 11, and Skylar Miller 10 for the Lady Lions. And for Lakeview's boys, Trey Gober reportedly hit a free throw to break the tie with 7.5 seconds left in the game. He finished with 22 points and 5 rebounds. Tay Turner, also big for the Lions, 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 steals. Back to wrap up this week's show in just a moment. Gary Glenn back here on the set of Hall County Sports Television with Rob Bruce, who is the pastor of McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. And Rob now involved in a new sermon series.
That's right, Gary. We have a new series called Where is God When? Where is God when the innocent suffer? Where is God when we have natural disasters? Where is God when we have accidents or personal tragedy or our marriage or our family falls apart? We'll be talking about these questions through the second week in February and love to have you as our guest.
All right, Rob, sounds like a good topic. We'll see you on Sunday.
See you Sunday, Gary.
We're back. I'm Gary Glenn, Hall County Sports. Well, I know the NFL playoffs are going on, but we're going to do some local football for you. The Times, our local newspaper, the Times Football All-Area Player of the Year was Gainesville senior quarterback Mikey Gonzalez. Mikey threw for 3,160 yards and 38 touchdowns, the paper says. He also set a single-game school record for passing yards in a single game with 457 against Cedar Shoals, and he set the school record for passing percentage in a season with 71.4%. Well, the paper's Coach of the Year, West Hall's Tony Lottie, who led the Spartans to the first region title in school history. Now, also on the first team were West Hall's running back Quan Williams, defensive back Tyquan Statham, kicker Brad Hodgson, and punter Anthony Lottie. East Hall's Devin Watson made the team as an athlete, along with Gainesville's wide receiver Chris Williamson, defensive lineman Jamel Dabney, defensive lineman Cash Jones, linebacker Jadarius Sosby, and defensive back Todrick Turner of the Gainesville Red Elephants. North Hall offensive lineman Hayden Hughes made the first squad, along with Flowery Branch linebacker Cole Ford. Juwan McCauston and his teammate Chris Howard, a couple of Riverside defensive backs, also made the first team. Now, speaking of Riverside, now at the recent swim meet hosted by Chesterton High School at the Francis Meadows Aquatic Center, first place went to Riverside Military Academy, the Eagles with 149 points. Second, Gainesville was 87 points on the day. Third place, Chesterton High had 59 points, and fourth was Jefferson High School with 45 points. And then came Tallulah Falls, North Hall, Rabun Gap Nakuchi, Flowery Branch, West Hall, Habersham Central, and in 11th place, Lakeview Academy. Now, the Lakeview Academy Lions will be hosting the Hall County Swimming Championships. That'll be at Francis Meadows this Friday, January 16th. And at Riverside opened its 2015 season of air riflery. Well, it was a narrow loss for the Eagles. They were losing to Lumpkin County in that one, 1,096 for Lumpkin and 1,075 for Riverside in an extra round. But the leading scorer was Do Yuan Kim of RMA. Well, it makes sense for a guy at a military school to be pretty good in riflery, doesn't it? That's our show for this week. I'm Gary Glenn, Hall County Sports.
Oh.